ever heard of this person?
No.
Samantha Bee. So she's a Canadian, and she's a comedian, and she worked for The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Oh, I know this.
And she now has her own show called Full Frontal, and she's been really vocal about Trump and other things. But she's actually, I mean, she's a dual citizen now, but she's from Canada.
She cannot be deported.
Well, because she's an American citizen now too. So no, he can't get rid of her.
Welcome to Full Frontal. I am Samantha Bee. In case you didn't realize, it has been a huge week for women. Starting last week when America encountered this season's second giant vortex of destructive moisture named Harvey. So listen up, creeps of Hollywood. Women talk to each other, and we talk to journalists, and we talk to lawyers. It's 2017. We don't have to put up with this shit. We are coming for you.
Hello, we're gonna put you over here if that's okay. Mic you up and sit close.
Okay.
Sit close.
Read the Canadian papers.
We're good? Okay.
Hi. Hi.
Thanks for making the time for us.
I'm so excited that you're here.
I'm so excited. I'm here too. I want to start with all this sexual misconduct stuff that's been out there.
Always start with the sexual misconduct.
You have to these days.
Yeah.
We were on our news call earlier this morning, and the assignment editor said, and on the sexual misconduct block today, I've got so and 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 so, and every day there's another name.
Yeah.
And it does seem to
I feel like there's been names since we've been sitting here, probably.
Probably. I feel like it's sort of hit you in a different way, maybe. So tell me how that's motivating you.
It's something we think about as it evolves, just like anybody else. But I mean, obviously, we've done probably more on it than other shows have, because it is the world that we inhabit, and these stories are important to us.
It does seem like outrage is a big
It's
part of what fuels your comedy.
It's not really what people want anymore, for you to go up and do monologue jokes about celebrity antics.
Yeah.
It will, I mean, there may be, there's probably a huge group of people who do want that, and they have that if that's what they want. That's not what I want, and that's not what I want to do. And that is what gives me strength, is that the people, people in my world aren't interested in kind of like fripperies. You want to care about the world.
Yeah. As a female comedian growing up, did you ever encounter this inappropriate sexual behavior?
Oh my God, of course. But not really in the comedy world per se, more in the restaurant world.
Yeah. Well, we see that happening now,
I mean,
too, yeah.
and in the world in general, in the world at large, 100%, of course. I don't know. I couldn't name a single woman who I've ever spoken to who hasn't encountered it in her life.
Each community has to kick out their own creeps. That applies whether you're in politics, entertainment, or whatever the f you call Steven Seagal's profession. And it's hard.
So when you're out there slamming people, even some people that you know, I would imagine, other comedians, Louis C.K., what are you trying to tell the audience?
It's always more complicated if you admire a person greatly to speak about them. But if it's what's happening and if it's current and it makes sense to talk about, then we have an obligation to do that.
That sort of sounds like journalism in some ways.
Ooh, weird. I mean,
sorry.
Well, a lot of people here, are journalists or come from a journalism background, and I think that we're all here together because we are obsessed with the news and similarly obsessed with comedy. Our two worlds are converging nicely.
Now listen, as much as I might love poking fun at the media, and as much as you all kind of deserve it sometimes, I know your job has never been harder. POTUS has convinced 88% of his fans that you're an enemy of the people. You basically get paid to stand in a cage while a geriatric orangutan and his pet mob scream at you. It's like a reverse zoo. But you carry on. You dig up misdeeds and fraud by the powerful, you expose injustice against the weak, and you continue to fact-check the president as if he might someday get embarrassed.
How do you think your job has changed since Donald Trump?
I don't think that my job has changed. I think that we would be doing the same
basic job if Hillary Clinton was president, because I don't actually think that she is the Messiah. Like, she would have been an imperfect leader as well in a different way. Certainly, I think the world would be a much more stable place. So perhaps there would be weeks where we would think, my goodness, what stories could we possibly tell this week? Nothing much is happening. Oh, look at her boring, stable leadership. Where's the comedy? It would be nice to struggle for a story to tell for once, but that's not anyway. That's the world we wanted.
I think you guys have been called sort of the resistance movement in the U.S. Do you think that is it's probably not something you would consciously do, but do you think it's become that?
Well, it's not something that I would like. If people in the world want to say that, that's fine. I wouldn't say that about us or myself. I feel like that's a pretty heavy yoke to wear around your neck when you're trying to make a show that's funny with already challenging material.
But when you see
it may or may not be true. Yeah. I think honestly we're not so self-conscious about it. We're just trying to respond authentically to the things that are really bothering us.
This is what happened 6 minutes in.
He referred to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee it.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me just wipe the vomit off the camera. Oh my God.
Do you ever grapple with sort of the office? You know, because I would imagine you still want to respect the Oval Office, democracy, all those things, and I wonder if sometimes you say, I shouldn't say that about this guy. He did get duly elected.
Well, I used to feel that way, but I actually think that the Oval Office needs to work a little harder for my respect, actually. I don't automatically give it over anymore. I honestly feel that he's been such a disgrace to the office that I have no reticence whatsoever to speak truthfully about it. That's fine for me. I mean, the last time I checked, we had free speech here, so we'll see how that pans out. But as long as we have it, I'm going to feel very free to say the things that I want to say.
I'm going to play this video for you if I can, because we went to Yuck Yucks in Toronto.
Oh.
And there were a couple young comedians, and they had a question, sort of a similar question for you.
Oh, for me.
Yeah, for you.
That's so neat.
And
oh my God.
So I'll play a little bit.
Okay.
Next up is the beautiful and funny Hannah Lawrence.
My material does tend to be on the darker side, for sure, I'd say. Definitely dirtier, too. And I feel like as a woman, too, trying to talk like that, it comes off very brash sometimes.
I call my tits mom and dad because they keep growing farther and farther apart.
And I've just already had so many instances of like sexism. There was one instance in particular that I was followed into a bathroom, and he cornered me in a bathroom stall, and it was just terrifying. Like, it really makes you, I don't know, for me it makes me doubt myself a lot of the times. It makes me rethink a lot, like, why am I doing this?
Oh my God.
Is it always going to be this bad, kind of thing?
Your next comedian is, I love her so much, one of my really good friends, guys, Juliana Rodriguez.
A lot of my comedy is based on personal experience, specifically some women's issues.
But no 20-something guy has ever gone to a nightclub hoping to find the stand-up comedian, right? When has that ever been a thing? What guy walks in there and is like, you know what? Forget about the girls dancing on tables. Where's a girl that's so sarcastic, I can't tell if she's angry?
Hi, Samantha Bee. My question for you would be, how do you stay true to your voice in a world that's always trying to get you to change? I know personally I've had bookers and club owners try to get me to change my style to fit their clubs. Have you ever changed your voice to accommodate someone else, or have you always remained true to yourself? And also, how do you remain true to yourself in such a demanding world? Can I just say thank you for being so cool and such a great role model for everyone? I think that's all I would say.
Can you send me this video?
Yes, of course.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What would you say to those gals? I mean, because that must bring back so many memories for you too.
Totally. Well, You know, like when you're a performer, you go off and you audition for things, and you end up kind of doing all of these pleasing things, and people want you to wear like a blue top because it makes your eyes sparkle, and you have to kind of do those things for money. But when you're doing the thing that is your own thing, that is your art, you cannot give a single shit what anybody else says about your voice. You just can't, because the one thing that they cannot take away from you is your talent. That's your thing. It's the thing that you do, and no one is allowed to alter that. That's the thing you do for free. That's the thing you stand on a dirty stage to do. That's the thing that is yours, and you have to like nurture that against all odds. It's really hard to do. For sure, it's really hard to do, but you have to be protective of that little thing. I think those girls are so great. That's awesome.
Well, they think you're awesome too.
The feeling is very mutual.
Good. I'll leave it there. Thank you. Thank
Such
you
a
very much.
pleasure.
A pleasure.
Thank
you
you.
for sharing all that with us.
Thank you so much.
Talk to every woman you work with like she has the New York Times on speed dial. Well, I guess it took the Times a little while to take care of business. Okay, talk to every woman like she has me on speed dial. My show is only once a week. I've got some free time.